that a lot of lives changed. So many people on board, over 200 people on board that Amtrak 188 that derailed right here in Philly.
And many of them are still recovering from their injuries.
Yeah.
But one of those passengers is Lenny Knobbs. He was captured in these photos wearing a black Flyers shirt and khaki shorts. The photos were taken by former Pennsylvania Congressman Patrick Murphy. See, we're zooming in. You can see him right there.
Police officer trying to rescue him. As a matter of fact, you can tell that you can see the tables. He was in the cafe car, which I think was about 4 cars back.
Yes.
Yeah, badly injured Lenny was.
Yeah, he had broken ribs and also a fractured back. So some pretty serious injuries.
And he made some national news because quite a few of the networks actually went into his hospital room and interviewed him right there in the bed. He was in bad shape. His 4-year-old son really worried about him, and he couldn't understand why his dad wasn't coming home. He got quite emotional during one of the interviews. But again, pretty big Flyers fan on the mend. He was in the hospital, I think, up till 2 days ago.
Yep, and
In fact, he might have gone home yesterday, as a matter of fact.
we're happy to say now he is at home and he's on the mend. He's doing pretty well.
Conshohocken, that's where he lives. That's where Lauren is right now.
That's right. He went home Friday night. We're all smiles here because we have a great story, a good ending to all of this. You've been telling me the story, so we're going to let the viewers know.
Sure.
Last week, your son Ryan, 5 years old, had karate. You did
Correct.
not want to miss his karate practice.
Did not.
So you decided, I have to go to New York for your new job that you started in April.
Correct.
So you decided to take your first train ride ever.
My first train ride ever.
Tell me what happened.
So I go to get on a train, and again, I'm new to the train, so I didn't know where to stand. I was about to get on the second cart when I actually saw a friend of mine who I worked with about 10 years ago. So I walked back to sit with him. And thankfully, because that put me on the third cart, not the second cart.
Okay, so you're in the cafe car sitting face to face at the table.
Correct.
Okay.
10 minutes into it, we were sitting there showing each other pictures of our kids. And next thing I know, the train shook violently. And not even a second after that, we were thrown around the car.
And because it was your first train ride, you said you didn't even have a chance to ask him, like, is this normal? Because you didn't know what to expect from
It
this
shook
ride.
violently, and I didn't even know. I was about to ask him, is this normal? And I didn't even have a chance to. And we were thrown throughout the cart.
And so you were thrown from where you said you were sitting close to the cafe all the way to the other end
I
of the
was
train.
just about at the other end of the train, correct.
What do you remember at that point?
At that point, severe pain. I was just sitting there. My leg was trapped underneath
The table?
tables and other debris. It was just severe pain, and then the first thing I thought about was getting out so I could see my son and my family.
And you were in the car that was turned over on its side.
That's correct.
And you, somehow, with this broken leg, your bruised lungs, 4 broken ribs,
Broken back.
and a broken back, was able to climb underneath the train to get
Yes.
out.
So the firefighters, they did help me. So they put my legs out the window, and I was sort of dragged out underneath the train. We didn't go back up top.
And so you said you remember laying flat, just kind of looking up at the stars.
Yeah, so once they got me out, they put me into like a staging area, probably like 100 feet away from all the cars that turned over. And all the paramedics and firefighters and police officers were running in the train. I saw the flashlights flying by me. And then one police officer actually came over, and he's like, are you being helped? I said, they ordered a backboard for me. And he actually knelt down and held my hand until the backboard came for me, which was actually comforting.
And I asked you, Lenny, do you think you could ever get on a train again?
Probably not. Not at this point. I honestly probably have slept about 6-7 hours since this all happened. I have severe nightmares. The other day I woke up because I have a train station here in Conshohocken. When the train whistles went off, I was yelling, help, help. So I'm having severe nightmares, and I don't even know, how long did I sleep last night, Maris? Maybe 2 hours last night. I just can't sleep. When I close my eyes, I see everything happen again.
And you talked to your friend that you saw on the train?
I did talk to my friend. He's okay. He's bumps and bruises.
Patrick Murphy paid you a visit.
He didn't visit me yet. I called him. Yes, he did call me. He said maybe one day this week we'll bring over lunch just to catch up on things.
And then you got a visit from the Flyers.
I did get a visit from Todd Fedoric and the whole front office of the Flyers. They brought a bunch of goodies, signed jerseys, signed canvas of Eric Lindros and John LeClaire.
Good. Well, we're glad to see that you're on the road to recovery.
Appreciate that. It's going to be a long, I've been sitting in this same spot for the last 5 days, and I can't really do much, so.
And you won't be able to for a while.
Yeah, I won't be able to do much for a while. Yes, correct.
Good. Well, thanks for letting us come in.
Absolutely, anytime.
All right, Mike and Alex.
Hey, ask him what he thinks about the new coach.
What do you think about the new coach of the Flyers, Mike is asking?
I don't know. I don't know what to think. I mean, North Dakota's a good team, and he's helped them get to a bunch of Frozen Fours, so we'll see.
All right.
There's our
different.
coach right there.
It's different,
Yeah.
but he's hopeful.
It's different.
Did I hear you say it was Lenny's first trip on a train?
First ever train ride last Tuesday night after watching his son's karate practice.
Would
Oh, my
he
goodness.
ever do it again? If you're going to work in New York, you almost have to take trains.
I know, and I asked him that just a second ago. He said that his first trip to New York, you drove
I did drive, and
nightmarish experience.
nightmare. I have a newer car, and I just bought it this year, and I didn't want it to get hit, so I figured I'd take the train.
But not anymore.
Not anymore.
All right.
And Lauren, really
No more.
quickly, ask him, what does he do to keep himself occupied
Yes.
during the day?
Well, he was watching you and Mike when we walked in,
Well,
so
it's
that's
good.
good.
Right.
He was in
Spend
Philadelphia from 6 to 10.
We'll take that. All right, thank you.
All right.
Oh, good luck to that whole family. 5-year-old son. 7:38.